do you mean?
I don't. I'm shit like that. But you know what I'm like. It's one of them. Anyway, but I'm not afraid to admit it either. I'm not afraid to admit it either. But October Red Boxing, Linus, will you be able to keep still? Because like, you like to move about. October Red Boxing here with Linus Udofia. It's been a while since we've had a catch-up. So first of all, how are you?
Very well, very well. Can't complain right now. All good. Things are good. How are you?
All the better for seeing you. I mean it. Somewhere deep down inside, I mean it. But I'm going to get straight down to business because that's what I do. I like to get straight down to it. You gave us, well, the boxing fans, some sad news that you and Wasserman, you'd come to the end of your contract. You'd parted ways. When we first met and we were in the Wasserman building, we were talking about, the roadmap, where they wanted to see you go and how you were happy they had that all planned out. What changed?
Nothing really changed. It was just after look, Wasserman and Sauerlands and that, they were good to us before the fight. Even when I fought for an Ozzy, signing, Bentley, everything, and after that as well, he still looked after us very nicely. Business side of it, there were some offers out there that didn't tick a lot of our boxes, and kept on moving back and forth. Did some offers here and there, and we just couldn't agree on certain things. They wanted certain things, we wanted certain things, and we just couldn't agree on certain things. And contracts coming to an end, time elapsed. It outlasted. We couldn't come to an agreement with anything, and yeah, we just both put our hands up amicably. But you know what, we're going to call it a day. Let's just leave it as it is. And yeah, that's all that was.
I'm a rookie when it comes to the other side of boxing. The contracts, like you said, renewals, new offers, etc., etc. What is it as a fighter that you look from your promoter to make sure that it's the right thing for you? What are certain things that a fighter expects?
It's not when it comes to contracts and fights and stuff, especially at levels. If you're at a level where you're not fighting for a title yet and things like that, you don't have a lot of boxes that have to be ticked off. When you get to title levels, moving on TV platforms, this and that, moving on mandatory positions and all that stuff, and especially when your stock's risen, there's a lot of boxes that have to be ticked off for both of you. Do you know what I mean? For both of you, for you and the promoter or the kind of TV or the network, a lot of boxes have to be ticked off, and when those aren't ticked off, you're not getting in the ring. Do you know what I mean? When those things, money's got to be right. What the fight is for has got to be right. A lot of things have to be right and a lot of things weren't right. That's what it was. A lot of things weren't right. We know us. We trust the process. Me and my management and my trainer, we trust the process, and it was the better option. We thought, and everybody thought it was the better option if we just parted ways.
That's a serious consideration to take because obviously Wasserman's got the Channel 5 deal, etc. They're a well-known promotional company, but not the only promotional company out there. So it moves on to the next question, because I know I can't get into detail about contracts, but it moves me on to where do you go next? What does the future hold in boxing for Linus Udofia?
Well, right now, I can only speak on what I'm doing. My manager's doing, he's putting in his work. He's doing what we pay him for, and he's opening doors for us. And look, we've got a lot of options. Our stock's still high. Our stock skyrocketed after the Denny fight, after the Bentley fight. So, there's a lot of doors. There's a lot of doors open for us. It's just which one we're going to take, and I'm just waiting to see what my manager comes up with, and we'll go from there. Right now, I'm just training. I'm doing my thing, keeping myself active, like in the gym. And doing what I need to do. I'm happy where I am. So I'm chilled. I'm very patient as well. I'm not really an overthinker. I've got a lot of stuff on, so I just focus on things outside of just training.
I only ask because I get I understand kind of like the frustrations of fighters that want to be out there. I speak to a lot of them, and it's like they want to be continuously fighting. They want to stay busy, and then when a halt comes to, say, a contract, it's kind of like you're going to have that pause moment. But like you said, you've got that faith and that trust in your management that they'll do what is necessary to bring you where you need to go.
Yeah, 100%. I've trusted them for the last 6 years of my career. I don't, they've not done anything wrong. They've opened every door. It's just up to me to walk through them. I've done my job. Everyone does their job so well in my team, and that's why my team has never changed. The only thing that's ever changed in my team is promotionally. And yeah, my team's never changed. My manager's been perfect. He's been with me for 6 years. My trainer, been with me for 8 years. It's never changed because we don't need it. It's not broken. We don't fix it. So, we just keep moving forward. And, we don't need to. I trust my team. I do. That's why I just do what I do. Because I don't need to watch what they do. They do their job very well. So I don't need to.
We're here obviously at a Boxer public workout, media workout for the card that's happening, the breakthrough card that's happening on Sunday the 27th of November. Is Boxer a possible option for you?
I can't, I can't say who is a possible option because I genuinely don't know. But you don't rule out anyone. We've got to weigh it all up and just weigh up, see what makes the most sense. What makes the most sense for us, and go from there.
And we talk about fighters. You mentioned Tyler Denny, who we recently saw perform last week in Manchester. Your thoughts on his performance against Brad Ray?
Oh, it was perfect. It was exactly what he needed to do against a tall, title level-wise, inexperienced fighter like Brad. And that's no shade on Brad. I think he just wasn't. I always said, everyone said to me I was crazy for thinking Denny was going to beat him, and I said Denny's fought at title level, and that's just not English like 4 times, four, 5 times for an English. At Midland level, he'd fought about 3 or 4 times there, and I went, Brad's never seen 10 rounds. I don't think. That's not shade. I'm just weighing it up. I'm just comparing both sides. And I said, I don't know why everyone's so surprised that I think Tyler's going to win this. He's more experienced, he's awkward, he's hard to hit, and he hits harder than he looks. And take this from someone that's been in with him. Do you know what I mean? And, Tyler was one of my hardest nights' work, if not my hardest night's work. You know what I mean? And I'm being honest about that. He was my hardest night's work. And everyone was just like, nah, you're out of pocket. And I went, well, watch the fight and see what happens. And what happened. But again, a very good fighter. Yeah, he's come on so much. From every single fight, he gets better and better. He gets harder and harder. He gets more elusive. And he's a dog. When he gets hurt, he becomes a dog. I hurt him. I remember I hurt him in the second round in my fight. Hurt him to the body. In my head, I went, this fight's over. It's done. I've got him. He became a dog, and he took me another 8 rounds. And my face was black and blue after that. Blacker and bluer after that. Yeah, it was bad. I got pictures for you. It was bad. Yeah, it was a good fight. Fight of the night, small hall fight of the night. But it was Denny's come on leaps and bounds, and it's good to see him because he's a good guy as well. He's a very good guy, man. Very nice guy. And someone that hasn't had his light until now, and he's had to kick down doors to get it. And it's happy. It's good to see him, and I hope he gets something big out of this. I hope he pushes on from this now.
That is really positive, and I couldn't agree more. What you've given there is honest feedback, and that is something that sometimes I think we miss in boxing because everyone's too busy being polite or going for the favourite necessarily. Even though he was a champion, he still came in as an underdog.
No, he weren't a favourite. I just look. You can't look at it. It is what it is. The promotion's going to back their boy. It is what it is. Sky's going to back the Sky fighter, or Boxer are going to box. So I understand. It was just Tyler's had it his whole life. Like you see, his whole career, he's always gone in as the underdog. He's always gone in as the away fighter. He's always gone in as the guy that shouldn't win, and he's won. But now, I just don't think he got the credit. And going into Rhea, he didn't get the credit. They went, he's a champion, he's good. But you could see, like, everyone was like, nah, I don't think he'll do it. I think Rhea's going to beat him. And, I'm glad Tyler, kicked the door down and, what I mean? He got what he deserved. So it was good. It was really good. It was a good fight to watch.
And another one of your past opponents, obviously Denzel Bentley, going over to America. Give us your feedback on that performance because people were really, once again, especially the American audience, were writing him off. But anyway, your words on that performance.
Yeah, you know what? First and foremost, I wrote him off too. You know what I mean? I wrote him off too. I think a lot of, not just the American audience, a lot of the British public wrote him off too. And, I'm not going to say rightly so. If you looked at it in numbers-wise and this and that, you would. Janabek's a monster. However, Bentley, you can't look past him. He's better than you think. He's got great fundamentals. He's got good power. And when you got all that, it makes you can contest at any level. And Bentley's got heart, man. Like he got hurt a few times. He come back, hit Janabek back. He showed no fear. He went to the Lion's Den and done his job and came back. Look, he didn't get the win. Cool, but he put in such a display. Like you can't. His stock's risen. You can't even consider him as a domestic level fighter anymore, in my opinion. And that looks better on me. So, Do you know what I mean? I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. You know what I mean? My stock rose that weekend, and I didn't even fight. I didn't even fight. So yeah, it was one of them. It was it was good performance from Bentley. Jennebeck, you know, I think Jennebeck wrote him off a little bit. Got a rude awakening. Had to dig deep himself. Taking nothing away from Bentley's performance, I think he did what he had to do. He dogged it out, and you know, what I mean, he showed Jennebeck, look, he's not just here to fucking lay down. So you know, what I mean, it was good to see.
We love that. It's so good to speak to a boxer in the same weight division that's able to break down other fighters' performances, especially as you fought both of them before, because it's it's like an expertise opinion, and it makes better listening. Because, like you said, you can break that fight down because you've shared the ring.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's because it's like, you know, Bentley does. He still does certain things that he did in our fight. Denny still does certain things he did, and I know because you see him getting hit with these shots, and I'm like, oh, I know what that was about. Oh, I know what he's doing. You know, what I mean? And yeah, like it's easy to break it down, especially when you've been in there with him. And you know, it's but it's also good to see where they've improved as well. It's good to see where they're not doing certain things that you might have got away with. You might have been doing to them, and they weren't, and now they've sharpened it up. They've gone along and they've sharpened it up, and it's good to see the improvement. You know what I mean? And it's again, look, both of them. It's good to see both of them climb and do really well because, look, the proof's in the pudding. Look how well they're doing. You know what I mean? Yeah, Bentley, it's a loss. It's not really because you just went in with the monster and come out and giving the monster an absolute beating as well. Do you know what I mean? So it's not. Both guys, like, you know what I mean, credit to them, they're lovely guys, and it's good to see them progress, and I want to see them get to as high as they can, and there's no shade in that. You know what I mean? It's good to see them doing well.
Thank you so much for that. It's been an absolute pleasure to see you. I'm going to say I wish you all the best. I hope you get the best deal going. You're a good boxer that we enjoy watching as well. So hopefully we'll get to see you out soon and some news on who you're signing with and what you're going, instead of me looking at gym pictures with your quads and chicken and meat shop and your sponsors.
Oh, thank you, man. Look, it is what it is. You got to let everyone know you're still active, but you got to get the sponsors out there as well. You know what I mean? They do well off me, man. They get loads of sales off me. Don't worry about that. They do well off me. But no, October, thank you. Always good to see you, man. It's always good to catch up. Thank you for chatting to us.
Hi, and thank you for watching October Red Boxing. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. You can also find us on Instagram at October Red Boxing and on Twitter, October Red UK. And remember, at October Red, we stay ready.